Sounds like a Honda. This is going to take some getting used to. Okay, I've gone 150 yards and I can already see the seat thing, the bar is right up under my butt. Okay, shifting is easy, just got to remember that you're not pulling on a clutch or anything. Yeah, the bar that's on the rack is definitely under your butt. So I'll have to figure out something to do there. I wish there was a shift, some sort of shift thing telling you what gear you're in. Hey, we just put 90 miles on it. Now it looks like for doing this, you got to come to a complete stop. It seems to be the best way to do it from what I'm seeing so far. That's neutral. That's first. I see a lot of neutral in my life. I mean, around here right now, what am I, 38 miles an hour? It's not a pig. It takes off pretty good. I think top end is where these things lack slightly. That may have something to do with the clutch itself, or it may have something to do with 17-inch wheels. I don't know. I am noticing the mirrors are out further because the handlebars are wider than they were on the Monkey. So I may not actually need the extensions for this bike. Man, so strange not to reach for a clutch. That is so weird. I do see what people mean about the heel toe shifter thing, because I got to move my left foot forward just to keep it from happening. It's kind of like the middle of my foot is on the peg instead of the ball of my foot where I usually like to be. But that's to keep from hitting the heel shifter part of the thing. It's the handlebars are wider than a Monkey, and so the handling is a little bit different. It's a little bit more loping, but it does handle good, as opposed to, you know, the Monkey's got the short wheels, 12-inch wheels, and this little tighter handlebars, so it's going to handle a little bit different. So far I can see that the seat is firm, definitely not as plush as the Monkey seat is, but not as hard as the Dax seat is. I sat on a Dax seat the other day, and I'm not joking, it was like sitting on a diving board. I've already made a couple of modifications. I put my phone holder on, and I put my crossbar on, and took the rubber stopper pieces, the foot pieces that were in the pegs, I took those off. I can feel some vibration now that I've done that, but then again, I hadn't ridden it with them there, so I don't know that it would have been any different. I ran the wire for the battery tender underneath a few things, as opposed to just kind of being out where you could see it. Whole lot of construction going on down here. Let's do a little off-roading. All right, here we go. We're in a gravel parking lot. Alright, so gravel ain't bad. I don't know. Well, this is soft gravel here. Woo! I felt them wheels sink. The big rocks. Let's stand up. Standing up. Okay, we're going through pretty good. Everything's good. The rocks are rolling out from under my feet. There we go. That was alright. The handlebar grips are, I think, uncomfortable is the best word I could use. You definitely get a good grip on it, but they're a bit uncomfortable. I'm running 40 pretty easily, and I feel like it's still got a little bit left in it as far as that goes. So many people running these days. They all look angry, just mad. Why am I doing this? What was I thinking? My feet hurt. My knees are killing me. I think I'm in fourth. Let me shift and see. Yep, that's fourth. I'm in fourth. I'm running 46 miles an hour. I can definitely see where it could benefit from having a window. I think a window on the front of this thing would probably break the wind, break the wind. It would probably cut through the wind a little better and allow this thing to not struggle as much as it is with my body up here acting like a parachute. Okay, there's 50. All right, well, yeah, for back and forth to work, this is not a problem. Until morning time comes and it's 5:30 in the morning and all the shipyard workers are trying to get the best parking place at the shipyard. And they come by me in their diesel F-350s. Honestly, the seat reminds me a lot of the Himalayan. Not the way that it seats, but how quickly it begins to make your butt hurt. That's the best way I can say it. It's like trying to find a spot that it doesn't hurt. We do have some rain coming, they say. There's a lot of puffy clouds out there, but I'm not seeing any storm-related activity at this point. Not saying that it ain't coming, because it probably is. Many people actually in the last probably 48 hours really have asked, what in the world? Why did you get rid of the Triumph to get that? Well, I had the same problem when I got the Monkey. What did you get rid of the Harley to get a Monkey? Because it's doggone fun. That's why. That's what it's about. And my problem was with the Harley, the Himalayan, and the Triumph, I wasn't having fun. It's so funny to pass people walking, especially if it's a man and a woman, because when you come by them, the man is immediately watching as you ride by, and you can see that look in his eye. Huh, I'd like to have one of them, I believe, but I don't know if I should say it out loud right now where she's at. I'll wait for her to go on vacation, and then I'll go get one. And then I'll hide it in the shed for a year and a half, not say anything to her about it, until one day she'll go out there and go, hey, what is this little motorcycle doing in the shed? Oh, you knew I had that. I've had that for a long time. Look at the sticker on the thing. The inspection stickers from last year, honey. I've had it forever. You knew I went and got it. I told you that. You just weren't listening to me. You never listened to me. And then there you go. Here comes a fellow Scooter Bob rider. Two Scooter Bob riders. Hello, scooter people. Hello, scooter dude. That's not a scooter. I don't know what that was. Looked like an CT125. But yeah, I'm totally happy. I think I'm going to be okay with this. Not going to tell you my butt ain't hurting, because it is. I'm standing up right now just to get off of it. I have to figure something out about that. I'd like to thank all the people that stood behind me on this particular purchase, because they know what it is and how it is and what it's like. Got a friend of mine, Doug Barber. If any of you guys are into seeing some really cool travel, Doug's got a series going on right now where he went to Moab on his Scrambler 400X Triumph, and he's having an absolute blast with his bike. He is part of the reason that I have this bike now, mainly because I watched some of his my heel got stuck. I watched some of his videos on the 125 or the CT125, and he was having such a blast on the darn thing and riding around, as well as many other people out there. There's people that shoot it down. There's people that love it to death. These bikes are what you make them. You know, if you want to make this a trail bike, you want to go across the country on it, and you want to do Moab and Utah, and you want to do Colorado, okay, it'll do it. Just prepare yourself, because it ain't going to do it easily. Now on the flat surfaces, flat roads, a little bit of rock, a little bit of gravel, some dirt, some mud, it's going to be okay. But when you start getting into the heavy stuff, you're going to start realizing where the bike's limitations are. Man, that's pretty over there. So really, that's about all I can tell you at this point. We just turned 106 miles. There were 89 on it when I got it. I don't know if I told that story or not, but the reason or how I got the bike, or where the bike came from, the history of it is an elderly gentleman bought it, ended up having to have hip surgery and could not ride it after the hip surgery. He ended up selling the bike back to the Honda dealership he bought it from, which was Winchester Honda, Timbrook, Winchester Honda of Winchester, of Honda of Winchester, Timbrook, and ended up going to Cumberland, Maryland for a deal up there, and somebody didn't want it. The deal fell through. Not quite sure why. I haven't found anything that would have prevented me from buying it, so I don't know what happened as far as somebody else, you know, as far as finally, it could have been financial, who knows, but. Stop looking at my hair. CT125, what is it for? It's for whatever you want it to be. Again, you know, titles are just titles. My 80-year-old mom could hang from a tree, but that didn't make her Tarzan. She could do it, but it didn't, you know what I'm saying? So this bike can say trail all at once, and yes, you can drive it on a trail. You can. But as I've said before with the monkeys, there is other things that are better for the job. The thing is you got to make it what you want it to be. And I want this to be my commuter back and forth to work, something good on gas on good days, nice days, when I can get out and ride back and forth to work and not have to spend a bunch of money in the big truck or the Acura. This is what I want to ride. With all of the stoplights and things that are around here, without having to deal with a manual clutch, it's a lot better. This is a lot better suited for this world, for me. But for you, it can be whatever you want it to be. Anyway, more modifications to come to make it work for me. Actually, to be honest with you, the way it is right now, I can be totally okay and never have to change a thing. I do want to change the charging port. I gotta do something different there. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Plenty more to come. Arm is getting better every day, and I'm going to be out there fishing again very soon. As soon as I feel like I can cast with not having to put my arm in a cast. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. All right, let's get you back in the garage with your friends.